Million Worlds on looking at SkySaga, and I'm here with Ian. And Ian, you're the art director behind you're the director of art, basically, aren't you?
I am,
behind the whole thing.
Yeah.
You're responsible for the look, the style,
yeah.
the imagery, and everything that we see.
Yeah, that's right.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into working in computer games, and how did you first start out?
Okay, so well, I've played computer games since I was a kid. I had a Spectrum 48K, I think, was my first machine. Slightly bent one actually with the rubber spacebar that came off. But, then
it was a Spectrum.
Yeah, it was the old Spectrum. And then moved through this. So I've been playing games since way back when, and I've been drawing since I was, since as long as I can remember. That was always my thing. Yeah. You know, when it came to anything like an English paper or anything like that, or a history paper, there'd always be a drawing in there to get myself extra points. So I kind of studied my A-levels, did A-level art, did A-level graphics, art history, then did a degree in visual arts. It was quite good actually. It was a rounded course. I did photography, print, graphics, that kind of thing. Yeah. And pretty much during my degree, I got a good idea where I wanted to be. I wanted to do something that was very, very. I love drawing fantasy. I love concepting things that are a bit more out there, a bit more, wacky, a bit more fantastical. So yeah, I kind of thought, right, I want to go into some form of illustration or some form of concept or something like that. And so after my degree, I looked to where I could go, and it was only at that point I kind of these two passions I thought were kind of crossing them. Yeah. And I read I picked up an industry magazine actually on a way to an interview down London, and it listed getting into the games industry. I just it was then I thought, right, that's something that's where these two passions of mine can cross. So that was kind of my start really.
So that led you on to working in computer games. Now let's talk about, because I knew you from the Blitz days. Yes. And where you've worked on some great games there as well. Yes. I totally remember all of those sort of bits and pieces we used to do down there. And then you've moved on to this. Yes. So it's a big project to do. Yeah. It was a dream come true actually. It was like full circle. Yeah. Because as I said, the very first project was essentially create your own world, create your own fantasy world. Yeah. Stylized, and then all through those years, kind of realising that this was my passion, and the chance to do that again was, as I say, it's a dream come true. It's like great, you get to create everything from how a blade of grass is shaped. I know that sounds silly. Yeah. All the way through to how the clouds look in the sky, or the characters, and all the. So let me ask you a quick question then. So what within the game, design-wise, is it that you can talk about that's excited you the most?
I think it was something that kind of built up over time. I don't think we originally planned it. It just became apparent as something that we could do, and it was the ability to use materials to craft. Yeah. And soon we realised that how were you going to get the different colours into things, and so it's the ability to kind of essentially cut down, a purple coloured tree or a blue tree or a brown tree, and that affects the wood of your sword. Yeah. And then the metal you put into your sword and the leather, and that was great because a lot of MMO or fancy games end up very, very brown and grey, and you can see from our stuff it's a lot more colourful, and so it was great to kind of get that colour in there. The ability to kind of craft things the way you want to, with the colours you want to. Yeah, that's kind of a nice little trait to it, isn't it? Yeah, sometimes you can very kind of enforce with what you can wear. It's brown leather or black armour or silver armour, but the ability to kind of hunt round for kind of rare colours, and then show off those colours. I think.
Because the landscapes as well. I want to talk about landscapes, for example. Look at that, just inside, look at that. I want to talk about landscapes, because landscapes are epic, aren't they? They're not just confined to one space. There's actually more to it than you see when you first look at it. Yes. So what are the influences on, we talk about biodomes quite a lot, sort of thing, but obviously it becomes sort of like a very sort of like confined word, doesn't it? Yeah. Because there's more to these, isn't there?
Yeah, I think the biome itself is kind of sometimes known is just really kind of the top level. So you'll just say forest or you'll just say desert. That's kind of something that allows us to just understand the kind of the subject matter when we're working, but then the secondary features that go in there, that's the stuff where it's kind of like, right, you know, what can we put in?
Yeah.
So, you know, do we put in like a water mill, or a fortress, or a mine, or a burnt out camp, or a avalanche covered village?
Yeah.
You know, it's thinking of all those different things of like, how can we use what we have and make something new? So the player is always finding something new. You know, they go to a new adventure and they're kind of like, oh, it looks like some trappers or some hunters were here.
Yeah.
You know, or oh, I found a caved-in building. Now, what happened here? And maybe there's a clue in the building as to what happened.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. That leads me to my next question. Obviously, you've just come back from G-Star.
Yes.
Yeah, have you got the mug and everything? You know, tell us.
And the scars.
I mean, how exciting was that for you? Because the G-Star, for people who don't really know G-Star over here too well, because it's a mass Asian market where they show all the latest games out from sort of the Asian territories, don't they?
Yeah.
So for you, how was that going? Because you used to go to E3 all the time.
Yeah, I've been to E3, I've been to GC, yeah.
Yeah, and so they're the biggest sort of Western sort of shows and stuff like that. How was it for you out there?
It was amazing. It really was. It was an eye opener, really, and it was really great to see another passionate audience, and the slightly different ways that they experience shows, and just the level of enthusiasm for our game was great. I mean, Smarget did a fantastic job on the stand.
Yeah.
We had essentially, I think it was probably the most fun of all the stands there. We had a trampoline event where you could jump up and try and rip voxels down a waterfall. We had puzzle blocks.
Yeah.
We had the characters, full-scale characters. You could get your head inside.
I did see a photograph you put up with your head inside.
Yeah, I had to do that. It was like a dream. I didn't expect actually. It was like a dream come true. It was kind of like, wow, one of our own characters I can dress up as. Yeah, we had a cosplay girl dressed up as the farmer character. Yeah. That was nice. Yeah. And then we had a daily quiz. Not daily, but I think it was every hour.
Yeah.
Fantastic announcer would kind of get the crowd in, and they would watch the video. They'd watch these videos, the developer diary, and the trailer. Yeah. And then there'd be a quiz.
Fantastic.
And then we were called up on stage. The members that went over there, the team that went over there. Yeah. And we had to introduce ourselves. Yeah, yeah. Tried a little bit.
Was it like being a movie star?
It was for a moment. Yeah, I'd never had that much attention on me in one go. Yeah. Yeah, people like shouting your name out, taking photographs, signing autographs. That was very new.
Yeah.
They were just so much fun. Yeah. It was really nice, and tried a little bit of Korean. Yeah. Managed to fail the first time. I think managed to get it wrong the first time, and then corrected it. But it was lovely. But as soon as you were trying Korean, I said the crowd really seemed to appreciate you.
Yeah. So I've got to say it's absolutely amazing from what I've seen so far.
Great.
And if you can hear that, that's the bosses running around in the background.
Yeah, clapping around.
Clippity clopping. Okay, so listen, I just want to say thanks very much here. It's been absolutely brilliant for having you on the show. Guys, you look after yourselves. I'll see you soon, and watch out for some more videos.